Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Rule the Waves as Italy, episode number 15. So it's really going to come down to how we handle ourselves in these battles, considering Austria-Hungary has just, an enormous budget lead. And I think what that means for us in terms of these battles is we have to go balls to the wall. We have to just absolutely try to sink every ship. We have to, basically... That armored cruiser surviving last battle, I think that's just exactly the thing we cannot allow to happen. And we're going to be blockaded anyway, so... there's a balance between two things here. One, we want to sink a lot of ships without... but that's one, and two, without losing our own. Those are two separate things, because you can try to focus on sinking ships at the risk of losing a few more ships yourself, even if you're coming out favorable in the trade-off. However, that's probably priority number 2 compared to number 1, which is don't lose ships, because that's what happened in our big negative snowball when we were playing as Great Britain. So it's... I don't know. It's really tough to say, because how do you balance between those two? I'm not exactly sure. Even right now, while speaking these words, I'm waffling back and forth between should we just go for the throat at the risk of losing a few more ships so that their budget is going to enable them to win the war in the long run, so we might have to win it quickly. This is kind of like we're Japan and Austria-Hungary. This is so backwards for my understanding of history, but we're like Japan and Austria-Hungary is like the United States. The whole get in, strike quickly, finish them off before we wake the giant. Everything about that feels weird to say, but I think that's what we're going to end up having to try to do here. Now, in order to... Okay, this is not going to be... Let's have you guys go to support for the Difensore Italiano. That would be better. Keep you guys in the middle. I think that'll work. I'm going to play this battle very slow. This is an incredibly important battle for us to win. So we're going to play it slow. Now, the Spalato is going to charge ahead and hopefully pin the enemies to the east while my battle fleet sneaks up on the west. You can go up to 16. We do want scouting, though, still. Yeah, they are going to attempt to take the western side because the gentle breeze is out of the east. But we might be able to force them not to take that. Okay, we need to go basically pure west ourselves. If we can force them to come back for the Spalato and for the Venetia. And this is probably the main fleet right there, so I've done already a good job arranging us against their main fleet. That's the more important thing. We're not even going max speed. We're waiting. Just lure them into the trap. Okay, that's their battle cruiser line, which is horrifying for my poor armored cruiser. I think we come back and we fight them as a line. I think we just reattach the Spalato to the battle line, essentially. See what happens. Hopefully these guys start supporting on the other side. How do I get you guys to support on the other side? I guess I can just do manual control for now. You know what? Let me just take manual control of everyone. It's going to be boring. It's going to be a little bit of extra work on my part, which is annoying, but it's really important to get everything lined up well. So let's try to do it. Let's try to get this battle to be a success. We really need to sink those ships. Okay, you are at 19. Let's get you down to 18. You're at 16. You're at go squad max, which is, let's say 19. Get you guys up to 18 and then 19 in a moment. No, not line abreast. What is this? What is that nonsense? And you can slow down to 17. You can be line ahead, abreast, whatever. I don't care because you're a single solitary ship in a division. That's probably the main fleet over here, so let's just run north I mean, at the risk of bad things happening. 18, 19, good, they'll pull ahead. I'm going to micromanage the fleet. I'm going to have to do it. I feel compelled to do it because we need this win so desperately. Just remember what is the Lisa class. She has 11-inch guns. By the way, somebody was mentioning that maybe they have elevated gun turrets for their increased range. That's possible. It's 1911. I don't think I have any way of determining whether they've got that tech or not, but otherwise they should not have the increased range on us because they have quality -1 11-inch guns versus our quality, well, I think we have quality -1 12-inch guns. But wait. Oh, yes. Our battleships have the improved guns, which is spectacular, obviously. That should be very, very helpful. Not just in terms of range, but accuracy, penetration, all these things. So if we get the Difensore Italiano, the Marcius Agrippa, the Africanus Close, we can expect really good things if they start landing hits. I mean, and they should also land hits more often because better quality guns. Alright, so if I put you guys on AI control, will you maintain this side? Yes, good. So one less fleet I have to micromanage would be really nice. You guys go 18. Probably can go 19. Like this, Marcius Agrippa should be going 19 right now, unless she already... Nope, she has... Her current speed is 18. She should be going 19 and try to catch up to the Difensore Italiano. Alright, let's try not to take forever to get this battle underway, though. One bad thing is the further west we go, the further away from port we go, which means it'll be a long trip back. I might even have considered pulling back and forcing them to engage me closer to port. Okay, so not a good first turn for us. The first... I think this is the first time shells have actually landed. Yeah, we take 2 hits. Okay, and we have to be very careful. These are our strategic dreadnoughts, so we don't want to risk them as much as... Like, our battleships are practically as good at fighting, and we're much more willing to sacrifice. So let's see what happens. Looks like a torpedo run coming in very early. It's a little bit too far away for me to pull north. Okay, they're not in range yet, but they will be. Let's just draw back. This is where my light cruisers should be effective. So let's have them go squad max and engage. Okay. We're still taking a few hits here and there. Like, this is the main group, though. Do we just turn and head towards them? Okay, you guys can come back here. You just follow. 18, 19, 19. Yeah, this is confusing, yes, definitely. But I think I have it how I want it. I'll have you guys go to AI control, which means that you'll just catch up on your own. One less fleet I have to worry about. Again, it's better for me. Oh, wow. Landed a few hits. And even a 12-inch hit. And even a 12-inch hit with our quality 1 guns. Nice. So I'm going to push against these destroyers, which is a risky maneuver, but I think it's worth it to get close. And we'll be going nose on into a torpedo barrage, so that's a good way to handle it. Yeah, they turned anyway, which is good. I'm not sure what you guys are doing. What in the hell are you doing? Support the Etruria. What? I don't know what that means to this AI. Support usually means get close. I mean, look at what this group is doing. Even though I have them under manual control, they're doing the right thing. Okay, so this chaos, did this Lisa class get abandoned? I would gladly take a battlecruiser. Now, we really want big results. I don't want 1 or 2 ships sunk. I want 4 or 5. I mean, we got to shoot big, I think. Okay, light cruiser, you're still making your turn. I got it. Okay. Slow down. Speed up. Let's put the Difensore Italiano a little bit on the broadside of the first Dreadnought Division. Okay. I haven't been paying attention, trying to get everybody lined up. Looks like, well, better not to have known. Bad things, unfortunately. Let's see where it goes from here, though. This should be where the real battle begins. Okay. So we're pitting a bunch of their destroyers. I'm not going to complain about that too much, but obviously, ultimately, we have to sink bigger ships. Okay, let's go like this. I don't know who we're trying to line ourselves up against right now, and maybe that's part of the problem. Chasing is never good. I think we can force some interesting dynamics if we pull a hard turn to the west here, get these guys sucked down to the south, and then go north again. So let's do that, which will also put my battleships more on the front lines, which is what I want. Yeah, they're coming in again. This is kind of weird. I don't know if this is supposed to be a torpedo run or if this St. George is just kamikazing, because my light cruisers are right here. We'll just charge right at them too. I'd like to go broadside, but probably more important to scare them back. Yeah, what were they thinking there? I don't know exactly. Okay, we are taking a few hits. Let me really widen this so we can see what's going on. Not that I expect these armored cruisers to go down. We have already seen they are near indestructible. We'll have the light cruisers lead and light cruisers trail. And are you the armored cruiser? Yeah. So you get you to do like this. Spin back north. A lot of unfortunate maneuvering. In the whole thing, we're taking a bunch of hits that I'm not happy about. Cibo Glorioso is way off pace. Okay, let's go in then. Let's close it. This is it. This is the big one. And again, we want our battleships to poke out a little bit more, because those are our better weaponry, actually. Really wish I didn't have to do this, but are you going to do something weird if I put you to AI? No. For once, it looks like you're doing something sensible. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Landing hit. Ooh, wow. Ooh, goodness. Wow. Ooh, my. That's really nice. 3 12-inch blows to the Zrinyi. I don't really know how to pronounce that correctly, so that's my best shot at it. Another hit on a destroyer. Okay, I mean, there's going to be sunk destroyers spattered throughout the battle. By the way, I am way behind on getting my own destroyer. No, we haven't gotten torpedo double tubes, which is normally when I want to just go absolutely insane. And we have such a damn small budget, it's hard to get anything built. Like, I was looking off camera at my budget and thinking how much, I mean, even with $2 million per month in the bank, which is like, oh, that's a lot, right? Not exactly. We can't even build one battlecruiser with that. So I really want to build a battlecruiser next. Okay, so let's see. We're starting to do some good damage here, I think. This St. George is coming into us, so let's pursue with our own armored cruiser. Counter with it, at least. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this is starting out. Okay, one of our turrets was destroyed on the Quartia Reale thanks to, well, battleship firing at her. It's a hell of a blow. This is a real melee, a real scrap we have going on here. Difensore Italiano took quite a few hits. Unfortunately, doesn't look like we landed one hit ourselves on this ship. God, I don't see. That's not what I want to see, is all our names. We have one hit with the 12-inch gun on the Lisa. Ooh. It destroyed one of their turrets, and the other one's knocked out. Oh, that's good. It's hard to say push the advantage when obviously it's like 6-2 against in terms of shells landing, but I think we got to. Okay, 2 more hits. That's looking good. Let's get the Splatto to pursue even. 2 belt hits that didn't penetrate. Another on the Lisa. This is the other Lisa this time. Lisa? I don't know how to say it. Africanus, tighten up. Okay. Another terrible round. Not too much actual damage though, but... Ooh, increased flooding, huh? Not bad though. I think we're going to have to live with that, unfortunately, for now. Ah, these guys are... What the hell are they doing? Oh, I just thought I could trust... Come on, game. Fix your damn AI. I really don't want to be microing these individuals. But, okay. Let's see what happened. The funnel topples on the Marcius Agrippa. Puts her max speed down to 14. I think I've only seen that like once before. That's pretty funny. A few good hits for us here. Looks like this... Well... They're unsinkable, remember. But in theory, I think we're doing really good damage to that St. George. Alright, let's see how this goes. A few more hits. Poor Marcius Agrippa. Is this torpedo range? It is. Okay, well, we probably want to back off from torpedo range. That's a little bit bold. Knowing that we ourselves... are very unlikely to launch torpedoes. It was a light gun from the Zernry. They only have 3-inch secondaries, so basically their only guns are these 11-inch. And these are quality -1 11-inch guns. So that's like a really good thing. Yeah, just inside torpedo range, we'll have to back off a little bit here. And then I think we'll just steady as she goes and try to line up a few shots. The alternative is we could go crazy mode again and try to do my typical Trafalgar T. They're a little bit too far ahead, I think, at this point. Like, we need to be a little bit ahead of them to be able to make the split work. Although the Budapest here has diverged slightly. I mean, look at these ships. This is a 10,000 ton, besides being partly invisible, a 10,000 ton battleship. The Austro-Hungarians have already, they've out-strategic battleshipped me. Like, this is kind of a normal ship, but quality -1, 11-inch guns, terrible armor. We really need to sink these ships because they count for amazing strategic points, but God, I think we have to do it. I think we're going in. We're going in. Hold your hats. It's not worth it, is it? Gosh. We'll pursue the St. George. We'll do that. That's one thing we can do. Not a very good turn. Another hit on this Lissa. Is it the one that, yep, has taken a lot of damage? With all the submerged mounts, maybe we can get lucky, hit a few of those, cause some flooding, and then, yeah, again, I think their ship will just still survive in the end. Unfortunately. But we do have the wind advantage. This is a huge advantage for us. Difensore Italiano just... Lots of superstructure damage. Lots of heavy hits. Marcius Agrippa falling behind with her tunnel destroyed. Yikes. Lots of hits on us. Another one on, yes, the one that we are... I think let's force this. Let's force that. If we can take out a battlecruiser, that'll be really nice. So we'll push in a little bit. We are already pushing in against the... Yeah, St. George. Heavy damage. We just have to, unfortunately, make sure we finish our blows. Finish them off. Oh, wow. 3 hits on this, which is now a light damaged Lisa. St. George took a... Oh, nice. We got one of their... Wait. Never mind. That's a smoke funnel, not destroyed turret. 2 hits, though. 10-inch and 6-inch. Another hit on this one with a 12-inch. So that's 4 alleged 12-inch hits. It's quite nice. Patria has taken a pounding, though, herself. As is the Marcius Agrippa. And, I mean, worst of all still is the unfortunate Difensore Italiano, who's taken 13 heavy hits. Yeah, but they're all 11-inch quality -1, so the quality -1 just impacts penetration. It doesn't impact damage, obviously. The same size shell will do the same size damage. That's how that is supposed to play out. Okay, things are really getting heated now. The Marcius Agrippa is just getting clobbered. My God. I'm kind of happy that they're picking on the one that's furthest away. Now, she doesn't have much flotation damage. I mean, she's actually going so slow that we don't have to worry about her much. I think we'll detach her directly, though. Seems to make the most sense to me. So we're just basically making her her own division, since she's going to be going so slow. Now she's just going to hold course and hopefully fire a bunch of guns, and that's it for her. St. George, how's that going? Still getting some hits in, also landing it on, well, that's a sinking ship. Lissa, and more 6-inch hits. Patria is just defending very well. Her superstructure's holding out. Not even amazing armor, right? I mean, this is a strategic ship, but high enough that it's preventing a lot of these hits. Now, the Zunri's medium guns are their 3-inch guns, so that's, again, not a big deal. That's why those aren't penetrating. Now, the Radetzky, what does she have? She has 6-inch secondaries, so those will definitely penetrate. Or can, at least. Don't need to. Africanus, she's firing at the wrong ship, I think. Because it looks like her turrets, which should be going starboard, are currently pointing forward. Now, I was trying to force like this in, the Trafalgar T, as I'm calling it. It's a nice, nifty little nickname. Gosh, we took a lot of hits, though. I mean, most of this is still us. And Spladdle took a big hit from the St. George, but I think we're willing to exchange blows there in order to finish her off. So let's go one more minute. Turret disabled, unfortunately. Front one. Lots more hits on the St. George, though. We had this before, and I felt so confident that we were going to win that, or, get her to sink, but we are no longer comfortable counting our chickens before we hatch. Now, they are making their turn. Probably that means it's our moment to make our turn if we want to. And we're actually hitting the front, Lissa. Is that because this one's sinking, or why did we switch targets? Who knows? Is it crazy time, though? So many destroyers, which is dangerous. We've done pretty well so far. I know I've been saying this the whole time, how I really want to push the advantage. I want to make sure we get ships sunk, but not losing ships is also such a high priority. It's kind of sad the Cibo Glorioso is just kind of wasting weight behind the front lines there. If we turn in hard, no, I think we're going to pull away and try to draw them in before making our turn. So let's do some heavy turning. Wow, St. George is getting pummeled. That's good. Well, that's quite good. But the Etruria is also just getting smashed. 5 hits on her. 2 on the Splato herself, too. Yeah, just starting to lose it. Feel it's getting away from us. Let's detach the Etruria. Wow, the Splato's avoiding torpedoes? Had to do that just before I forgot. Now Lissa took a few more hits, 12-inch hits, 3 12-inch hits. Good turn for us. Yeah, Etruria, get you to detach. And the Chibo Glorioso, we need you to go squad max. You have to lead this group. And I think you are now, yeah, de facto the leader. Okay, how do we do this? Well, this should be interesting. I'm going to have to commentate this second set of footage from the future. Okay, so we are moving in on them. Honestly, I'm coming in and trying to figure out what we were doing here. Let's see. A good turn. Lisa's hit. St. George hit. Tyrol class ships being hit. Okay, now it looks like we're zooming in on which Lissa was being hit. I know that middle Lissa was taking a few blows. So, only reporting light damage. I don't know how you only report light damage with the main front turret destroyed, middle one impaired, but yeah. Okay, and this is Etruria escaping. That's right, she's taken a few blows herself. I didn't see that bad of damage. No flooding. I think that's what I was checking there. And the Zrinyi are turning to westward. Kind of. The Etruria should be out of sight soon because the Prospero and her group are going to... Let's see, what was I clicking on? Lissa, just looking at more Lissa hits out. This is going actually extremely well. It's kind of funny. I know what's going to happen, so I can kind of to try to make sure I hide any kind of spoilers. So that's 2 12-inch guns to Lissa, another 12-inch gun to the top Lissa, looks like, and a 6-inch gun. Maybe I'm just right now talking about the turrets being destroyed or whatever. Light damage, very confusing. Yeah, again, I'm not sure how inaccurate those damage reports are. If it's an inaccuracy in the damage report or it's an inaccuracy in my assessment, my personal assessment, seeing all those turrets destroyed and damaged. So, this is going to make just a whole lot less sense not being in the moment. But what happened, by the way, is I just recorded it and my mic was muted the whole time. But I saved and we kept going and, you know, what are you going to do? Oh, she's on fire. At least she reports being on fire, but I don't see a fire there. Etruria will just keep pulling her south. Chibo Glorioso, it's about time for her to get her glory. Waterline hit on the Prospero, that's not fantastic. They're taking a few hits from the Zrinyi, it looks like. Africa, not a good turn for us. Only another 12-inch hit on the Lissa, but these light cruisers may already have done their job securing Etruria's retreat. We might have to pull them back off. And it was that Lissa that took another hit. Little superstructure issue there with the drawing, the graphic. Okay, so hopefully I move forward again. Oh, looks like I'm deciding... I think this is the moment where I started debating whether to do my... what I like to coin my infamous... I want to say Tannenberg tea, but that's not it at all. It's going to come to me in a moment. You know, the famous Trafalgar. There it is, the Trafalgar tea. Getting my battles with the French confused. Okay, the heavy damage on this Lissa seems surprising. I don't even think we've really damaged that one much. This is a bad turn for our Alphacanus. Another bad turn for her, I should say. She's taken quite a few hits, but she's a tough cookie. We'll hope that she can push on. Looks like I have my light cruisers still pulling away. St. George's taken a lot of blows. Bellotto has just put such punishment on that. I know, I'm not sure if it's in this episode or even maybe further on in the battle, where I mentioned how we've done a lot of damage to her, but considering her earlier sister ship, maybe even the same one, the earlier armored cruiser escaped being sunk despite what I thought was critical damage. Fatal damage, really. We'll have to do a lot of damage to that St. George to make sure we can actually secure that kill. Okay, Marcius Agrippa, Venetia, Splato. We're going to turn her back to get some more blows on the St. George. We actually landed a blow on the Zrinyi, but it's just our 6-inch guns. They only have 3-inch secondaries on those Zrinries. I don't know if I've already pointed that out, but Okay, not a good. Okay, that's heavy damage and on fire. That seems to strike a better. I mean, that seems to relate the damage more as what I think it should be. Heavy damage with a ship which is on fire and with one turret destroyed, one turret damaged. That seems good. Now, these Budapest class battleships are pretty light. The Radetzky also, I mean, even lighter. 10,000 for the Radetzky, 13,000 for the Budapest. Light guns, like not terrible armor, but it's certainly weak by battleship standards. Chibo Gloriosa took a few hits here. Splinters perforate fire. Oh, fire started on her. This is a better turn. A penetrating blow on the Africanus, but otherwise 3 hits on the Lissa and 1 on the St. George. I think that St. George is... Okay, there I'm looking at the Splinter, perforate, uptakes, fire started for the Chibo Glorioso, but I don't see any fire. The Africanus's fire was extinguished, that's good. I'm taking this battle a lot slower, as you can tell, because it's important that we try to get ahead of the Austro-Hungarians. And this is the big fleet battle. Well, at least I'm thinking of it that way. With the budget concerns, we have to push every advantage. So we'll send our... It looks like I'm just going to head more north. I might be consolidating a little bit here. Chibo Glorioso pulling in to file and rank with the other ones. We are very close to the Lissas as well. I'm sure that it would not be a surprise if torpedoes were being launched, especially with that pull away that they did there. They did a slight pull away to the east, as we can see here. Now it's back down to light damage. So damage reports being very, very inconsistent. Almost, this is why I usually just trust my eyes. Like if they have turrets which are destroyed, or if I know I've done a lot of damage, I usually trust that battle damage report. Just my own, counting how many hits we've scored on them, that usually weighs more than the actual battle report that my crew are giving me. It would be nice to know how, like a confidence report on the enemy damage. Like, okay, this is light damage, but we have like very little confidence. Or this is heavy damage and we have very strong confidence that she's sinking. Fire control damage on the Africanus. I probably won't remember that for the rest of the fight, but that's very bad. I mean, it's going to hurt the accuracy. Not a good turn for us. Difensore Italiano took a few hits. Zrinyi only took a 6-inch. St. George still getting pummeled down there. Another 10-inch and 2 more 6 inches. From close range, I'm pretty sure those 6 inches are penetrating. I'm pointing out here that the graphic is not lining up with... Like, you can see that 3 turrets in the middle were pointing to the left, and now they're pointing to the right. And this is actually something... the first time I've ever noticed this bug. So we can see the Difensore Italiano has guns facing to the left, but it's shooting to the right. And now, miraculously, it's shooting to the right. So the graphic is not updating. So this is Marcia Segruba shooting to the left. And she's actually shooting forward, as we see here. So now it updates. Some kind of weird bug where everything was like a minute delayed or a turn delayed. I didn't really understand this, where that came from. I'm not even sure if I've ever seen that before. If maybe it's something that is completely new. It's possible. So we have the Prospero here. She's moving back in despite her earlier waterline damage to try to push the Zrinri westward. We want to shove them west. So they're going back in. And hey, if they fight, maybe we'll get a few torpedoes off. I thought one of my ships had been hit by a torpedo. This might be when I was checking. I checked that at some point. But no, maybe not. I might have just been checking to see the Difensore Italiano's damage. Okay, 2 more hits on the Lissa. 6-inch blows this time, but we're close enough that might be penetrating. Africanus took a few more hits. She is the lead ship right now, so not too surprising there. Okay. What next? Okay, lots of hits on the Zrinyi with our light cruisers. That's okay, what's something. I think if they're under fire, they'll have reduced accuracy. We haven't launched torpedoes yet, but I'm not sure if these Zrinris are going to pull away. It looks like from their wake, they are going steady as she goes. And I don't know who they're firing at. Oh, okay, yeah, so I'm going AI controlled. I'm going to use the line abreast. Oops. The line abreast turn together trick to try to, and AI control to try to force these ships to... There it is. Launch their torpedoes, because we're very, very, very close. And, a hit on the Zrinris with the torpedoes could change the course of the battle. Especially this, well, I'm not going to say this early on, because, we've already been in this fight for 2 hours, 141 minutes. And a lot of damage has already been done. I think even their battle cruisers are being pushed out. Like, they're taking a lot of damage. Now, we would like... Oh, so the Africanus has got to pull back. I see. Okay, more hits on the battle cruisers. Heavy damage on that one. Again, I don't know which one that was. I don't think that was the lead one, which has taken a few more hits. I think that's the rear one. Chibo Glorioso fire extinguished. Oh, and we have launched torpedoes, so it worked. It worked. Amazing. And those look like, well, at least one of those looks like it has a chance of hitting. So that'll be really interesting to see. I don't know if I go down to slow game speed here or not, but well, let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean, nothing else matters. I don't know what else there is to say. This is the interesting point. Unless they turn hard to port. Yep, going down slow. That first one, the westernmost torpedo launched, is going to miss for sure. Pulling the Africanus off still. Trying to avoid a collision between the Chibo Glorioso and the Africanus, though. I'll take a drink. Nope, just missed. Yeah, they have the ability to detect when your torpedoes are in the water. It's not officially reported, but it's well documented that they seem to do that. So, okay, moving on. We have the Lissa getting damaged. Good turn for us. Not sure exactly where we got cut off there for a moment, but here we go. It looks like those light cruisers have satisfied their torpedo requirement. No hits, but at least we got them to launch. Let's see what else we have. Okay, so this is where we will have to call this episode to a close because, wow, we're dragging on almost to 40 minutes, and I don't think that the action is grinding to a halt quite yet. So I am going to put a cut in here. Thanks for watching, and until the exciting conclusion of our fleet battle, take care.